All right, we're going to put a bow on that game. Congratulations. It was a fantastic one. Picked up the 2 points, got his 50th goal at home in front of the Maple Leafs Nation. Good job. Check, check. Now let's move on to the main event. WrestleMania is this weekend, Dave. You watching?
Oh, I'm primed and ready to go.
All right. So, I don't know. You follow it closer, a lot closer than I do currently. When I was a kid, I was all about wrestling. Like I absolutely loved it during the ruthless aggression era, which some older people think that that happens to be the worst era of wrestling, but that's what I grew up on, so that's what I know. I didn't know any better or any worse, but that's what I grew up on. But this weekend, it is going to be WrestleMania, the grandest show of them all, and I'm definitely going to be tuned in on it. I'm excited. A couple of Canadians in action. Edge, the Radar superstar, who's a massive Maple Leafs fan as well. He's going to be in action against AJ Styles. A couple other Canadians are going to have Austin Owens taking on Steve Austin. So it'll be the KO show. I guess the Stunner versus whatever.
Stone Cold. Well, the Stunner versus the Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah, I guess Stunner versus the Stone Cold Stunner. Which one's better? I guess we'll find out this weekend. Also, do you know that Johnny Knoxville is going to be
Oh
fighting as
yeah,
well at
game
WrestleMania?
against Montreal native Sami
Sami
Zayn.
Zayn. That's right. That's right. Logan Paul is going to be taking on the Mysterios alongside the Miz. It's going to be an interesting summer or WrestleMania. That's for sure. But what we thought it'd be fun, just because WrestleMania only comes around once a year. Why don't we kind of figure out a way to do a bit of a crossover wrestling Maple Leafs? How can we do that? And this is what we thought of. We thought of let's make our own WrestleMania cards, our own match cards. We got 3 matches apiece. We're going to be using current Maple Leafs, and you can use one icon. So, like every year, it's like The Rock comes back or Cena comes back. This year, Stone Cold is that icon that's coming back for a match. So we can use one icon throughout our match, and then the rest we got to use modern day Maple Leafs. Could be any type of match, any type of stipulation for any type of title or non-title if you want. So let's get the party started, Dave. Actually, before we do, why don't we get ready and get set up the way that we're supposed to? You know what that means. You know what that means. We got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it.
Okay.
Talk to the people while I get ready. Talk to the people.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is going to be quite. I have never done anything like this before. Mike's got some experience with this, so I've really tried to think of some creative ways to make sure that there it is. I thought I was being creative.
Let's go. If you are not on
If
YouTube,
you're not on YouTube right now, you are just missing out on the pure entertainment. This is gonna if this is not one of our top YouTube watch segments, I'm gonna have to clip this segment, I think, just so we can get everybody to watch this because this is
what is
quite
it, Dave? You haven't mentioned it. The people who are listening are like, Dave, what are you talking about? What am I missing?
okay.
Why do I
So
have to
I don't know
put
what we're gonna call you. We're gonna call you Lucha DiStefano, or we're gonna call you
Ooh, that's pretty good. Lucha de
like
Staff. That's
I
not bad. That's
L
not
like
bad.
L
Al's brother Mysterio, maybe?
like LAB or something like that.
I
Like are
don't
we
know. But I am wearing a Rey Mysterio-esque mask currently as we do this. I purchased it like 2 weeks ago when I was on vacation in Mexico. I saw it, luchador mask. I'm like, I gotta buy that thing. I just gotta do it. It was like $15, and I was like, yep, sold.
they saw you
Look
coming
at
a
this.
mile away
Oh,
too.
it's so cool though. Like it's
It is cool,
dual
but like
color. I
they
look
knew
like
you
Rey
were coming.
Mysterio right now. I literally look like Rey Mysterio. I feel like I can do the 619
Minus
and jump and do
minus the
flips.
facial hair. But yes,
Yeah,
you got that.
minus the facial hair. Absolutely. All right, let's get right to it,
I'm gonna
Dave.
bring out fine. I'm gonna have to bring out my prop too.
Oh, okay. All right. Now he's bringing out the World Heavyweight Championship over the shoulder, thinking that he's Mr. Tough Guy, world champion. Well, tell you what, let's see who's the champion of matchmaking when it comes to Maple Leafs let's go ahead. Let's go through our matches. I'll start. I'll go through my card, and then you
Okay.
can go through, or we'll go match by match, and then at the end we could tweet out whatever, and people can vote on it. I'll let you start. What is your opening match of the night at Leafs edition of WrestleMania?
What got me really going with wrestling was the good old fancy ladder match.
Oh, yes,
Not
guy.
just any ladder match. The TLC Triple Threat Tag Team Match.
Bro, we got the same match.
No, we don't. Because guess what? I'm putting a little bit of a special twist on this. Because we every team was sort of different, right? You had
Okay.
Edge and Christian, you had the High Flying Hardy Boys, and you had Team 3D, the Dudley Boys. So every line, every player, the Leafs are going to be represented in many different ways with this one here.
Keep in mind, Dave, you can only use one player once in the entire card, correct?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, how
Okay.
are you going to have a guy go through a TLC, then go through the rest of the card?
Well,
That makes no sense.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want you to have like Austin Matthews in each and every match just for namesake value. It's like, this guy's going to break his arm after the TLC match. You can't expect him to compete in a Hell in a Cell. But
No.
proceed.
All right. So for team number one is Mr. Mitch Marner and Michael Bunting. So
Okay.
you kind of
Okay.
seen the theme that I'm going with here. All right. So line two, we're gonna have Mr. John Tavares, and now I'm putting William Nylander with them because they are technically a duo. So
Put them
that's my
together. Back
that is my
together. They don't
second duo.
perform well. They don't perform well together.
They
They're
could
a little
surprise.
better as solo singles artists apparently, where they're like Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy typically goes on and he becomes a superstar
Whoever you
when
think
he's
is
not
Jeff
in
Hardy in
tag
this
team
scenario,
scenes.
I'd be very interested in getting your opinion on that. But that
Ah,
is, and then
Tavares will be Hardy. I think Tavares will be Hardy.
okay, all right. So yeah, and then we got Mr.
No,
Elian.
William Nylander. Nylander definitely is gonna do the swanton bombs. Jeff
He
Hardy
goes
will
for
be
the
more.
yeah,
Yeah,
he goes for the nice
yeah,
style
he'd be the high
finishes.
flyer for sure.
Yeah, and then we got Mr. Ilya Mikheyev and David Kampf as the other. So we got three lines all representing a TLC match. So
Interesting.
that's my
Interesting.
first match there.
So there's your first match. I have the exact same match and stipulations. Triple threat TLC match for the tag team titles. Exact same opener. Because let's be honest, in my opinion, TLC 1 and TLC 2, the two greatest like wrestling matches of all time. Like TLC 2 to me is better than 1. And like it's just the greatest match in all time. Like I'll watch it at any moment and any time. It's just so many high spots in that matchup. And I'm hoping to create some here with a couple of Maple Leafs. My first team, the tag team, Ilya Mikheyev and Ilya Labushkin, the Russian Ilyas teaming up as a
Oh,
team.
that's pretty good.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes, exactly. And then what we're gonna do here for the next tag team, this is what happens every now and then. I brought up the Hardy Boys reference. This is my Hardy Boys scenario with these guys because every now and then they come back and they go off on their solo single careers. They do okay, and then every 3, 4 WrestleManias they'll put them back together, and then they have a nice little tag team title run for a little bit. This is how I feel about Mark Giordano and TJ Brody. They once a very successful tag team together, partners, and then they went their separate ways, right? Giordano stayed behind in Calgary and then ended up going to Seattle, where TJ Brody came to Toronto. Well, guess what? It's WrestleMania. Let's get them back together, baby, and let's have them be a terrific tag team match here in this triple threat TLC. And then they're taking on the young Swedes. Rasmus Sandin and Timothy Liljegren makes my final tag team here. So the Ilyas, Labushkin and Mikheyev versus TJ Brody and Mark Giordano versus Timothy Liljegren and Rasmus Sandin, a triple threat TLC match for the tag team titles.
That is actually a pretty solid match. I am not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So we give the fans quite a great opener. And
Hmm.
one thing I always loathe sometimes is understand that sometimes you got to get the fans to kind of give them a breather match, is like a lot of the wrestling fans like to call it. Nah, we only get 3 matches. We ain't doing that for us in this one because we got a steel cage match for my second match.
Okay.
we got Mr. Wayne Simmons, the Wayne Train, versus Ilya Lyubushkin.
Ooh, two tough guys.
This
I
one
like
is just fear out brawl. Let's see which one can escape the cage. The fans got to continue with the marathon here of just brutality. So I'm going with Wayne Simmons and Ilya Lyubushkin.
We're thinking way too similar, man. Way too similar. Because
Maybe with the steel cage match too, because I'm gonna
I
be.
also have a steel cage match
God
for my second card or my
Alright.
second match on the card. This was for the Intercontinental Championship, though, because the Intercontinental Championship,
I forgot to do my belt. Hardcore title for mine, if I'm gonna give one.
that's a good one. That's a really good one. But the Intercontinental Championship is typically what? It's your mid
Yeah.
level guys, your mid tier guys. So it's not your superstars, but it's still your mid card guys. So how about this one? Michael Bunting versus Darcy Tucker in a
Ooh, I
steel
like
cage
that.
match for the Intercontinental
I like
Championship.
that.
So that's what it is, baby. You've got I'm putting in my icon. It's Darcy Tucker, Michael Bunting, the guy who we all talk about. Darcy Tucker, Michael Bunting plays a little bit of a Darcy Tucker type of game. He's got that sandpaper, he's edgy, he can keep up with the Matthewses just the same way that Tucker was doing back in the day with Sundin. I think that this would be an amazing match to watch. So I got Bunting, Tucker in a steel cage for the Intercontinental Championship. How do you like that?
I do like that. I like the creativity of that. I like the match mix. If you're looking for a nice match that mixes together, you can't go wrong with that for sure.
Time for the main event, Dave. The main event. What do you got?
So I don't know if you remember, not too long ago, Shawn Michaels had one of the more iconic WrestleMania entrances in a very long time, where he came off of, I think, what are they? How would they describe it?
It's
He
like
came
a
off,
harness, right?
yeah, on the harness, and he came into the ring like that. Legendary stuff right there. So I don't know if you remember which match that was, who that was against.
Was
There's a
that the
Canadian
screw
involved.
job? Was that the screw job?
Nope, but it was that opponent. It was the Hitman. It was Bret Hart. And this match stipulation is important in this one because it was an Iron Man match.
Oh.
So we are ending WrestleMania with an Iron Man match. And guess what? Austin Matthews gonna give us a little bit of that Shawn Michaels flair. I know sometimes he does, he's as you see with his what he likes to wear, he's a little flashy. He
A little
likes
bit.
to show that he likes to have a good time. He is going to go up against, and this is my icon, Mr. Matt Sundin,
Oh, yes.
for the World Heavyweight title,
I
because
love
that
it, man.
is the best title there is. So this is a battle between two of the greatest Leaf scorers, arguably two greatest Leaf centers that they've had. And let's see which one is truly the icon.
I love it, dude. I love it. That's a solid one. An Iron Man match. 60 minutes of just pure torture for these guys. Who will get the most pinfalls? I'd be curious to see how that goes. I was chatting with Frank Corrado about this exercise,
Yeah.
and we were chatting, and he said to me, "What do you think Austin Matthews' finisher would be?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, I don't know, maybe like what do you think it would be? Think of something. What would his finisher be?"
For Austin Matthews,
Yeah,
I feel like he's like of that John Cena-esque style where he'll have kind of two different finishers, because for a long time John Cena had the attitude adjustment. You
yeah.
can't say his other finisher from
No,
when it first started. And
no,
then he
well,
had,
it's called the FU.
yeah, so he had that one too. I don't know how that ever got allowed in the first place, but attitude adjustment a little bit better in my opinion. And then he had that submission move that he would bring
The
in.
SPFU.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just WWE were just like, really, Cena, you really want those FUs in there, huh? And they're like, yep. So I feel like he gives me that John Cena vibe. Incredibly strong. You don't even see it coming some of the times, and he just never gives up. John Cena, I feel like, is the comparable for Austin Matthews there.
Well, I was asking what his finishing move would be, though.
But I would say that John Cena, that's the finisher, right? The attitude adjustment, and
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes, yeah,
okay,
that's
okay,
where I'm going
okay.
with that.
Gotcha. I thought like, okay, maybe call it like he's a shooter, right? So I thought like the sniper, something like that, where it's almost like an RKO, and you call it the sniper, or like a stunner,
Oh,
you call it the sniper, and he
okay.
stops me in his tracks. He's like, no, guy, wrong answer, the sharpshooter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Right?
Oh,
That's
yeah. I
exactly
can
what
see
it would
that.
be. Yeah. Corrado pulled that one out of himself, and I was like, yeah, that's the winner. That's the winner. That's the sharpshooter. It's exactly what he would do. That'd be it. All right, time for my main event, David. It's a six-man hell in a cell for the Maple Leafs captaincy. That's right. It's not a championship. It's for the Maple Leafs captaincy. You've got Austin Matthews, the 50-goal man himself, taking on Mitch Marner versus John Tavares, the defending champion, Morgan Riley, Jason Spezza, and Jake Muzzin as the sixth entrant in the six-man Hell in a Cell with special guest referee Wayne Simmons. How you like that, brother?
Oh, yeah. The special guest referee is a nice touch. I had no idea that was actually a thing we were allowed to do.
I said
Not gonna lie.
anything, any stipulation,
Yeah,
anything.
no, okay. No, but that's your creativity coming out there. Man, the those 6-man Hell in a Cell matches, I just remember those. They're exhausting to, like, keep track of
I know.
everything. Um, like, who I'm just wondering, like, if you remember, like, some of those, like, just some of the stuff that would happen. Like, who's getting thrown off the cell? Who's getting thrown off the top?
Oh, Muzzin.
Ooh, I thought Muzzin would be the one throwing someone off.
No, I think Muzzin would take the bump. John might take the bump too.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
gonna say
maybe Tavares. Maybe Tavares goes off the cell. I could see that.
because he's a tough guy. He'll take some punishment to get
Yeah.
to get the job done if he has
Well,
to.
that's kind of why I thought Muzzin at first, but then you got me thinking. I think probably Muzzin.
Like, who's crazy enough to even consider throwing a guy off the cage? Like, if out of all of them, pretty sure it'd be Jake Muzzin.
I don't know, Mitch Marner, man. I mean, that guy. Mitch Marner might try and do something like that. I'm not saying he's gonna throw him off. What if he does like I don't know, like a spinning heel kick and just kind of kicks him off?
It could very well happen. But,
you
I
know,
mean,
scissor kick him, perhaps. You
potentially.
never know. You never know. But that's my main event for the Maple Leafs captaincy. I think that'd be a worthwhile match to see. Could you imagine if like they actually had like pro athletes take place in like professional wrestling matches?
We're seeing that kind of we're starting to see it. Rob Gronkowski, man. He was the 24/7 title
No,
winner.
I mean like such as this, like athlete
Oh,
on athlete, like teammate on
athlete on
teammate.
athlete. Okay.
Like legitimately, like if the Maple Leafs in the off season wanted to put on like a just like a wrestling, like a
Event, charity event.
backyard wrestling event, and you just see like Austin Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Riley. They get it. They make up some sort of like steel cage, Hell in a Cell, and they just fight. Like, I think it'd be hilarious. Honestly,
Oh, it'd be
we're
so
such
hilarious.
dorks, dude. We're such dorks. I'm taking this off. Oh, that's coming off because well, that's it. That's the segment. That's the segment
That's a
that we
solid
did.
segment.
That's a solid segment. We'll probably have to clip that and put that up as one. But hey, you know what? It's a good night. WrestleMania is coming up this weekend, and also the Maple Leafs. Another 2 points added to the total, and Austin Matthews hit 50. So we're in a good mood. So I thought I'm in a good enough mood to put on that mask in public and show that in public and have this conversation. You got your belt there. Fun show.
It's a
Fun
little
show.
it's a little big for Austin Matthews, but we got it in front of him right now.
Oh, that's what you're doing there. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I don't know why I'm holding it like that. I'm trying to
Is
hold
that
this.
is that your way of saying that Austin Matthews would have won the Iron Man match?
I'm saying it without saying it. Let's just
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, that's what you're saying there, pal. That's what you're saying. And I think he would have won my six-man Hell in a Cell as well. So it makes a lot of sense. All right, buddy, let's wrap this thing up. That's going to do it for us here today in the pod. I'd like to thank you all for listening and supporting the show. You can subscribe to the Locked On Leafs podcast on all podcasts and platforms and receive daily Leafs content. Follow myself on Twitter at Mickey_Canuck. Follow Dave at D_Morassutti. Follow the show at Locked On Leafs. And hey, let us know in the comments below who you thought put on the better WrestleMania card. We got to know. We got to know. We'll also put it up on Twitter at Locked On Leafs on Twitter. We'll make sure we get a little graphic out there as well. And also follow us on YouTube. We're probably about 100 followers away now, 100 subscribers away from unlocking, I suppose, our giveaway of the Austin Matthews stick, still sealed, could be autographed, who knows. And wherever you are in the world, man, make sure that you subscribe. And if you win, you will get this. That's how that's going to work. I'll pay whatever postage it takes to get to where you are. So that's the stipulation there. But I appreciate everybody for obviously hanging with us. This was a long episode, Dave. We might have to split it up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
put
what we
the
end up
wrestling segment separate, but let's not forget you got a lot of time to watch this one between now and Monday.
That is true. That is true. So if you're listening to, I guess, the end of this episode and you didn't hear the wrestling stuff, check out the episode that comes out afterwards. Or it's already in there. We'll see how lazy we get when it comes to editing. I don't know. It's past midnight. Who knows what the hell we're going to do? That's going to do it for our show, though, today. Thanks so much, everybody. Good luck to the Maple Leafs tomorrow night. They're going to be in Philadelphia taking on the Flyers. Matthews' hunt for 55 continues. That's going to do it for us here today. Until next time, keep it locked right here on Locked On Leafs.